Hey, I'm Christine. I'm a full-time artist from Missouri, and this is part 2 of my private studio build-out. So I spent pretty much the whole month of October and November moving out, cleaning, getting this place ready. Here I am moving out all of my stuff from this little 8x10 room. I have been in this room for about 3 years, so there was definitely a lot of wear and tear, very messy, lots of paint everywhere, filled holes, painted the walls, I even painted the concrete. I was preparing it for the next artist that was coming in, and they wanted a white box. Oh my god! They're here. My dream chair. Wow. I finally have it. If I can sum up the entire design of this studio, it would have to be this Panton chair. I drove a total of 8 hours to get these chairs. Wait, there are not just 2, there are 3. I drove all the way to St. Louis and back in one day to buy these 3 chairs. Do I think they are originals? Probably not. Although the only reason why I think they might be originals, or at least from the 70s, is because they're glossy and the new ones are not glossy. I did a lot of research. I'm going to be posting these in several Panton groups that I'm in to see if anyone has any ideas if they're originals. If they are, I have just like made a ton of money. I got these for almost nothing. Pretty incredible. So if I lived in Los Angeles, no one would give a shit, but I live in Missouri and you do not find furniture like this anywhere. It's hard even to find the knockoffs around here. I found one knockoff Panton chair in Kansas City years ago, but I did not buy it because they wanted a ridiculous amount of money for it and it was not in good condition. These are in great condition. Anything space age from the 60s is impossible to find where I'm at. This place had been vacant for quite a while, so it was pretty dusty, not very well put together. I mean, who knows how many businesses have been in this building over the decades. So lots of cobwebs everywhere. Even after I vacuumed all the cobwebs, I brought over one of my cats and they got into some places that they found more cobwebs. So this French cleat system that I had in my other studio, I brought it over and put it on this small wall by the front door. I found these vintage steel case chairs on Facebook Marketplace. Picked them up last night. I believe they're from 1983. They're in really good condition. I like them because they are on casters, they adjust, so these will be perfect for my work table, because my work table is going to have casters on it as well, so it'll be slightly higher than a regular table. So I wanted chairs that could go up and down and move side to side, and these are just so fun. And got them for a steal, 30 bucks a piece, not bad. So I cleaned them with an upholstery carpet cleaner. They've been sitting out in the sun all day. They're pretty much dry, and I'm gonna go over them with some RIT dye. Now I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to do this, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna turn out great because the base color is already red, and I'm just going to add more red dye. I'm hoping it'll brighten them up a bit and they'll look brand new. Because right now they're kind of like a brick red, which that's okay, but I'm going for boom, boom, pow, pow, pow. So I'm not seeing too much of a difference. This is one without the dye. This is one that I just dyed. It's slightly brighter, but not as bright as I was hoping. It looks like blood. Hey, go away. Goodbye. This color that I'm painting everything. It's a lot. To me, this color reminds me a lot of early 90s kindergarten Chuck E. Cheese, postmodern interior design, primary colors. This is the perfect shade of blue in my opinion. It's a little unconventional for an art studio, I totally get it, but my environment is My environment is really important to me. When I'm in a cool environment, I tend to be more focused and more creative. When I'm in just a white box, it doesn't give me a lot of inspiration. It's the end of November. It's really cold outside, so this is the first time that I've actually used a shop heater. I don't know where it came from, but it literally takes like any kind of fuel, like kerosene, diesel, jet fuel, I don't know. So I turned it on. It's really loud, but it heated up the entire place in like 5 minutes by like 6 degrees, which I think is pretty cool. We got the surround sound installed. I follow a lot of artists that use this leather paint, Angelus. So I'm gonna be painting my boring brown leather office chair. I've never used this paint before, but how hard could it be? So I'm also getting some. We also ordered some LED strips to go underneath the shelves, so I'm excited to have more light in here. I bought a bunch of track lights from Menards with some daylight bulbs to shine on the painting wall where I'm gonna have my French cleats. It's definitely not enough light in here for painting, and I'm working on a lighting system that we can actually mount to this wall and have the lights come out and shine back down onto the wall. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but hey, we're really good at DIYs over here. Okay, so when I bought this product, I forgot to buy the deglazer. Thankfully, my friend Mary Evelyn has these products as well, and so I was able to borrow her deglazer. I don't think I actually ended up really needing it because the chair is already a pretty matte finish. It did get it clean, but the product just smells like rubbing alcohol, so I don't know. I think it's just rubbing alcohol. So here's the first coat. It's pretty streaky. I let it sit overnight. I did a second coat. Okay, it's Black Friday. I am watching a friend's doggo. Oh my god. This is Charlie, and it's his 3rd birthday today. Okay, so today I put a 3rd coat of paint on this guy, and I'm waiting for him to dry before I put the varnish on top. Wow, this sure turned out really nice. You can't even tell that it's painted. This is 3 coats. It's already a super high gloss paint, which is pretty cool. Didn't know that. I'm gonna put on a couple coats of the high gloss acrylic finisher and let it sit overnight and enjoy this freaking chair.
A few minutes later.
I was thinking about building shelves for my Nova Colors. So this is the paint that I use mostly for my murals. Hey Gil. And I'm gonna build shelves that go along this wall here, 8 inches apart, so that I can perfectly fit all of these guys on here. So I did some math and marked where all the studs are, and I'm wondering if I can do this myself. Usually I have my husband help me with stuff like this so that I don't mess up, but I'm feeling a little bit confident today. I honestly think I can do it. I am gonna follow along the Sorry Girls tutorial on how to do floating shelves, and I'm gonna buy one of those little pocket screw tools. So debating on whether I should take Charlie with me to Menards. Is he gonna be a huge distraction? I need to buy a bunch of 8-foot boards. We're working on installing the LED lights. They're gonna have we're doing some kind of smart device on them to where I can turn them on from my phone, which is pretty cool. We built canvas storage. So I have way more storage. I have way more space in here. I'm using my scaffolding for storage at the moment, and once I get all the shelves built for my Nova Colors, I'm gonna have way less. Most of these are my paints. So once they're out here, I'm gonna have way more storage, which is awesome. So I went to Menards to buy wood for my next projects. They unfortunately did not have 8-foot pieces of wood. They had 6-foot, which is fine. It was like construction grade lumber, so it was pretty cheap. So I bought a pocket jig, drilled some holes, used the 2.5-inch screws that it came with, thinking that that would be enough to hold up these shelves, but I was wrong. I thought I was having a hard time finding the studs in the walls, but turns out that these screws are just not long enough to go through the board, the drywall, and then enough into the stud to make it hold. And I need these shelves to be really sturdy because I'm putting heavy paint containers on them. So went back to the store, saw that they had 4-inch screws, but it only came in like a set of 100. I don't need 100 screws, and those are really expensive. So I ordered some online, got them. Turns out I need the extra large pocket jig, and that thing cost $50. And I'm like, well, I'm already here, I'm already doing this. So I splurged and bought the new jig and had to re-drill all of these holes. So I'm gonna be making lots of floating shelves just to use this expensive pocket jig. I also got some 3/4-inch plywood. I got them in the 24-inch pieces just so that they would fit in my car. It's really a pain in the ass to have to get our trailer and go to Menards and all that. So borrowed a cheap table saw from my brother, and the blade is not that great, but like whatever, I don't care. So I went to go sand all of these pieces for my French cleat system. And thankfully I have enough where I can do the entire freaking wall. I mean, that's 16 feet. So I can have multiple paintings that I'm working on, but then also use this wall as a display wall. And I can just pick up the piece of art and move it. As long as it has a little piece on the back to slide in, I can move it however I want, and then I'm not putting a bunch of holes in my wall. I hate patching holes, and we don't want to do that. So yes, this is a lot of work, but in my opinion, it's worth it. It's the best system so far for displaying and working. So the problem is, I went to go hand sand all the edges of all these freaking pieces of wood. And I don't know if the blade was just dull or the wood is cheap, but as you can see, it's splintering everywhere. I had this thought, maybe I should take these outside and use my sander on it. But no, I got lazy and thought that I was gonna hand sand all of these freaking pieces myself. And last night I was going to sand the piece like this. My hand went right into a piece that was splintering off, and I got a huge splinter in my finger. So I freaked out, immediately pulled the splinter out because it was like this long, and it broke off into my finger. So I went home, tried every possible thing that I could think of to get this splinter out of my hand. Soaking it in peroxide, baking soda, hot water. I even used castor oil. Like I tried all kinds of tweezers, needles, you name it. Like I tried it. It was just not coming out. And so I went to bed with this splinter in my finger, thinking that I was gonna have to go to urgent care today. But I just kept prying at my skin, and I was crying and depressed. The splinter was like this long in the middle of my index finger, and it was broken off. It was in the skin. I could not actually see it. I had to pry my skin open and dig down in there to pull this freaking splinter out, and holy shit, it hurt so bad. What I'm doing today is I'm taking the boards outside and I'm gonna sand them with my sander, and so my little fingies are not gonna be anywhere near this wood. Anyways, it's now the beginning of December, so who knows where we're gonna be at by the end of the month, but I'm so excited to actually be getting close to being done with this setting up of the studio, and hopefully by January I will be starting working on commissions over here. So the next couple projects will be in the next video, so stay tuned. Please subscribe, please comment. I'm trying to post more on this channel, so yeah, please comment and keep me motivated to keep posting. Okay, bye.